In my last video, I went over the latest cost of living indicators here in the Lehigh Valley. In that video, I also mentioned that inventory in the area has gone down 30%. What I forgot to add is that 30% decline has been since I started in real estate, so over the last 5.5 years. If you're wondering when home prices will come down, the only answer I have for you is when inventory goes back up. But the good news is things do seem to be going in that favor. The thing is, to control spending and prevent inflation, the Fed increases interest rates. So not only has inventory tanked, money is more expensive to borrow now than it was 6 years ago. Higher rates mean higher monthly payments, which can price many buyers out of the market, causing demand to decrease. This reduced demand can lead to a decrease in home prices. In 2018, interest rates averaged 4.5%, and home prices here in the Lehigh Valley averaged, are you ready? $226,000. So it was the perfect storm for buying a home. In 2024, the average interest rate was 6.72, and the average home sale price was $386,000. The difference between those two is gulp, almost $160,000 to be exact, and about 2.2% in interest. That's an increase of 51% over the past 5 to 6 years. Listen, I'm on social media just like the rest of you, and I see it all. For example, this post from a realtor. It says, in 1971, the interest rates for a mortgage was 7.33%. If you waited for interest rates to go down, you wouldn't have purchased a home until 1993. You would have rented for 22 years waiting for rates to go down. Meanwhile, the value of real estate quadrupled. And then there's this one I grabbed from someone on Twitter. And it says, no amount of budgeting or not eating at restaurants will make up for the fact that we do not make enough money anymore for this economy. Now, one reason I do come to YouTube is to get different perspectives. Because when you only have one resource for all your information, you kind of live in a bubble. Let me give you an example. Last year, I was at happy hour with a friend who works in marketing, and she said something about interest rates not coming down. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I had forgotten she works in a bank. And for a hot minute, I heard nothing else she said after that statement, because I had never considered, what if rates don't come down? What will that do to the housing market? Because that's all we hear in real estate circles. We were all anticipating rates to drop. But in that moment, I realized, oh shoot, what does the landscape look like if they don't? Something else we hear is that there is a lot of pent-up demand in real estate. And what that basically means is there are people who want to buy or people who want to sell, but there's too much uncertainty right now for them to take the risk and make the move. But it's coming, guys, it's coming. But something else that we have to consider is approximately 55% of U.S. homeowners have interest rates below 4%. Many refinance when rates were below 4%. So why would they sell if not absolutely necessary? Long story short, it's hard to pinpoint exactly when home prices will come down. But if you're paying attention to interest rates, local market conditions, and the overall economy, this will give you some clues about future trends. I don't have a crystal ball, and there is a lot going on in the U.S. economy right now. But I did look over two factors that I wanted to share. One,
average home prices from 2018 to 2024, they have been steadily increasing. However, from 2023 to 2024, it seems to have slowed down a bit. Secondly, when I looked at the average inventory from 2018 to 2024, last year for the first time, inventory of homes for sale actually increased. So it's a little bit promising if things continue on that path.
I realize that there are lots of people out there who feel they have been priced out of home ownership. And I just want to reassure you that I get it, and we all have to start somewhere. Continue to focus on the things that are in your control, like continue saving and working on your credit scores, so that when the time comes, you'll have the funds needed with the best credit score so you can get the best rates. Finding a home that fits your budget is a better strategy than trying to time the market perfectly, because we just have no control over what the housing market will do. I don't have any videos yet on increasing your savings, but I have started a list of my thoughts on ways to cut back and save, as well as some tips that help me get out of debt. But I do have a few videos here on the channel about credit, so I'll put something on the screen to help with that in the meantime, in between time. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week here on Living in Allentown with Tiffany Nelson. My name is Tiffany Nelson. If you or someone you know needs a realtor, I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching.